We're starting the transformation journey under your leadership, and we want to start with your mission, of course, right? And then hopefully in 6 months' time or 12 months' time, we're going to come back and reflect what worked, what didn't work, what projects were successful, what wasn't, right?
The biggest question was how to create value.
Yeah.
Right? And not only that, I was the newest member of the organization in the supply chain team.
Has a mission of they want to partner to be better with us than without us, which that means that we want to provide a strategic partnership with our customers.
And there was a lot of reluctance to change, a lot. And for that, inside the team, I really need to look for change agents.
Yes.
On the process side, I think it was just really understanding the process, and there were a lot of manual processes, and there still are.
Or none at all.
The top challenges, the main one is using AI or digitalizing our freight. So we've just finished a 3PL RFP.
Well, not using Excel a lot. Helps.
Yeah.
And also using more AI.
If you have one superpower, what that would be?
See-through walls.
This video is brought to you by us, SCMDOJO. We provide awesome courses, guides, best practices for supply chain community.
Hi, Elsy.
Hi.
Good to see you again.
I know.
Right. So I'm here for last 2 days. As we talked about, Texas. I've joined Texas in Dallas and helping them in implementing S&OP. But also S&OP is one of the transformation project which we are doing with Elsy and under her leadership. Now, this is less about the episode. It's more like a part one of, let's call it a documentary. Right. What we're trying to achieve here is we're trying to almost do the video diary of your transformation journey. So it will kind of become like a case study for people, right? So this is like part one, where we're starting the transformation journey of under your leadership, and we want to start with your mission, of course, right? And then hopefully in 6 months' time or 12 months' time, we're going to come back and reflect what worked, what didn't work, what projects were successful, what wasn't, right? And so people can see how you set the scene, mission, vision, initiatives, and what worked in 12 months' time, so they can get inspired, learn from it, and hopefully share further. Now, with that said, quick introduction about yourself, and just start away, explain to folks on this camera or this camera, what prompted you with transformation journey? What's your vision, right? So start from there.
Yeah, so I'm Elsy. I'm the Vice President of Supply Chain at. So I oversee end-to-end supply chain from procurement, project management, scheduling, as well as customer experience. And with that, also logistics and also sales and operations planning. And then the question about supply chain transformation. Well, the role that I'm in is a newly created role, and all the areas that I have also reported to other leaders in the organization. So that meant just by itself, having the role of VP of supply chain just by itself was transformational. But then, so what? Normally in positions that have high visibility in organizations, you have literally 90 days to prove yourself that you're doing the right thing or you were the right hire in order to really establish the vision of the company. But the most important thing here, if the CEO, who is a visionary for generation, she really had the mindset of really transforming supply chain by itself. So what does that mean? Is basically enabling the company for growth through supply chain. So if you have all these responsibilities, which is supply chain and end-to-end, the biggest question was how to create value.
Yeah.
Right. And not only that, I was the newest member of the organization in the supply chain team. And most of, if we talk about people, process, and systems, on the people side, if I made the basic assessment of the team members that were extremely dedicated, but not only that, very loyal to the company and what it meant, right? How it has changed their lives, and very family focused. as to, so basically I have people with seniority of almost 25 years.
Wow.
And the member that has the least years is, it's a recently new hire, but that is replacing someone that is going to be retired. But on the people side, there's a lot of people with experience inside the company, but that have not been exposed to outside ideas. So that's good, but it's also a challenge,
Yeah.
right? Especially if you're initiating a transformation.
Hi, so I am the supply chain transformation manager for here in Dallas, Texas. And basically, I am tasked with transforming our supply chain. So internal processes and projects that are providing continuous improvement.
Correct. Because they are pretty much used to what they do,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't know anything better, as they say. So I'm not saying they are like a resistance to change, because they don't know where to start and how to change, right? So with that said, I want to move to the second point. So yeah, you've been hired with this mandate. You have a lot of experience. I think we did a video with you as well about how to become a supply chain leader. So you will see the link either top or I'll give in the description. So everyone who want to be aspiring C-level supply chain leader must watch video. We did in March. It is fantastic. Did very well for we get like more than 30,000 views and stuff. So what are the challenges you have seen recently that you think in your supply chain needs changing? Like top three. I know there are many, just pick top three.
I think if I focus on people, there's a gap on the skills or the skill set where supply chain is heading, and really investing in people on the training by itself, but also to enable them to have a career path inside a family organization. Probably that conversation was never happening, right? That by itself was a huge thing. On the process side, I think it was just really understanding the process, and there were a lot of manual processes, and there still are.
Or none at all.
But really understanding first, how are you going to eat that big elephant,
Yeah.
right? Because there was too much to do. So how it was done, and one of the projects that we have besides sales and operations planning is really one of the biggest spends that we have is freight. And really understanding how we can really not do only cost savings, but also how we can have the visibility and process with a 4PL, which is an implementation that is huge, transformational, with process and the people. How are they going to be interacted with a new system that they have never done before, or they have never seen? They have never even have the data, immediate data at their fingertips, right? Or not only that, just really understanding how to read data. That was very essential, as well as to that skill gap coverage, but also where it's heading. But not only that, it was a lot of the what is in for me for them, a lot.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of reluctance to change, a lot. And for that, inside the team, I really need to look for change agents.
Yes.
Inside my team to really start getting the ball rolling, but also really believing in the vision and how supply chain can enable the growth.
Yeah.
Because we were just seeing as a cost center. So we really need to shift the mindset from someone within the team and then doing that. And how it was done, first, I identify the change agents or
Alejandra, which you have
Alejandra.
as well, yeah.
But it was a different skill set, I will say. It was not only that she was technical savvy, it was more than that, right? I want to emphasize, it's not only that you're good in Excel and can run a macro. I think there's also a lot of people skills and really have a lot of poise with presentation and really have amazing emotional intelligence, because whenever you're a change agent, you're going to have a lot of pushbacks with presentations from leaders or other people, and you need to keep your poise and mention why. Why do you think this is not going to work? Not take it personal, just basically it's the process.
It's the process.
And challenge that. And you need someone that has entirety, like in integral intelligence, emotional intelligence to really have a difficult conversation. I think that's Alejandra is a person that she's very poised at her delivery, but also she's very genuine. And not only that, that if she's challenged, she listens, takes it, and then challenges back.
Yeah.
Right. With a lot of respect.
A mission of they want a partner to be better with us than without us, which that means that we want to provide a strategic partnership with our customers so they can do greater things with us rather than without us. And that goes alongside with our values of being intentionally curious, doing the right thing, and always looking for improvements.
What I found working with I think we have been communicating for a few months now, and I've been spending too much last 2 days with her. I think in addition to everything you said, I think she got fantastic attention to detail, which is a lot of people who are emotionally intelligent and then bubbly characters, and as she is, they just miss out on the numeric part, right? They are not as detail oriented or not as analytically smart, right? Or maybe don't, but in her case, she got both in bulk, right? Yeah,
Sure.
that's fantastic. So now one of the projects you mentioned is the sales and operations planning. We had a massive workshop, and I want to give you a huge credit that how you have managed to convince the leadership group, the whole marketing, sales, finance, engineering, IT, production, customer service, purchase, everybody in the same room, including a CEO. Sat down for a training for 4 hours in one room. I never seen it. That takes a huge management commitment, leadership commitment, C-level commitment, and the discussion was amazing. So, and then we're gonna deploy S&OP, and we know the challenges, which I think I already discussed in the part with Alejandra, right? So we're not going to go down the part of the challenges. Already discussed that. So see the part with Alejandra. What I want to pick on this, as I mentioned yesterday in my training, one of the key success factors or failure factors is either if you have a C-level support, it will happen. The lack of C-level support will not happen.
True.
How did you manage to get that? Because this is where a C-level people like yourself, and I've seen in some even big corporation, they fail like miserably, mainly because of politics. Let's say the word politics, right?
Yeah.
Right. So let's talk about politics. How do you get around that?
You really need to understand who in the team is going to be really either for or against, right? And who's going to help you to promote the change. And sometimes within the teams, who the people will be in favor of an initiative right from the get-go, just because there could be a lot of collaboration with that team or not, just by itself. And also, if there's a lot of context and history from the interaction of the teams, that will also help to understand if those teams will be in favor or against a specific initiative. It's like passing a bill. But there's a passing the bill.
Big, beautiful bill, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the word politics, especially for women leadership, sometimes it will have a very bad connotation. How we'll like to reframe it is how you can leverage your network inside a committee or an executive committee or leadership. Because if you use those words, how can I leverage my network? Is not the dread of, oh my God, I need to deal with politics. So if you kind of reframe it and change it to a positive mindset, even though not all the people will take it positively just by itself,
Fair point.
I think it will take you big leaps, right? Because probably those conversations are going to be more genuine as to what is in for me, specifically for an initiative. For the sales and operations planning, one thing that I pitched the CEO was, look, I just don't want supply chain to be running the business all the time and and be transactional. I really want supply chain to be a growth enabler. And the only way is to have probably like a supply chain transformation journey, but like jointly with a strategy with R&D, which is our food innovation team,
Mhm.
and help them to be also successful, because we're a food innovation company. So they are one of the teams that have the biggest network with customers and that credibility with customers as well, besides the sales team.
Mhm.
But that was what differentiated us, and that collaboration of the food innovation team with supply chain team has been working so well together. But that comes from the leaders, like my counterpart, of
Mhm.
course, of food innovation and our teams. But besides that, I mean, actually, sales and operations planning doesn't deal that much with innovation. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think about that, it's more about processes, demand, supply, and having the conversations.
Yeah.
So one of the things I realize is that and a lot of companies will realize that when they do a sales and operations planning assessment, is that you kind of do sales and operations planning per se, but the conversations don't happen in collaboration.
Mhm.
And sometimes it is like Chinese whispers, right? Like that there's a disconnect of what could happen. There's not one specific plan. And then there's a lot of redundancy as to meetings. Um, and if people start understanding what's the main goal and how it's going to enable the growth
Mm.
of not only as a company, but to the customers, I think that's a huge win. But it's a lot of conversations.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of conversations before we got into that stage of
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yes.
The top challenges, the main one is using AI or digitalizing our freight. So we've just finished a 3PL RFP, and we're partnering up with a new 4PL that will provide us more service,
Right.
data visibility, and all that. Another thing is we're in the process of implementing S&OP, and that will really help us create a partnership internally, um, and every department talk with each other, cross collaboration, and that way we can provide the mission that we are trying to provide our customers.
Yeah. Talking about transformation and learning and development, I think you touched base at the start. We have partnered with SCMDOJO, right? So how do you see the L&D part as an enabler into the whole transformation journey?
Oh, it's essential.
Yeah.
One of the things that you have helped us a lot, besides, I mean, before Mudasir came to give us sales and operations planning training for executives, right? It was very targeted. I mean, Alejandra put together the KPI, so it
Mhm.
was customized to us and our business. So it was just not a general thing, right? But it's not only the training of the executive committee level, it's also the training that my team will need in order for them to understand how their role will change with supply planning and the interactions
Yeah.
with team members. And one of the things that I have had conversations with my team is that they're going to have way more exposure than they had before.
Yeah.
And that by itself is a big motivation because they're going to be tying everything together as to the whys, as to how they schedule a specific line like as such, or what did they order this much inventory to support a specific customer, or how did we negotiate a freight in order to deliver to an end customer because we were not on time, right? So those conversation and actions will take place in a sales and operations planning proactively instead of reactively. And that will save us a lot of time.
I think the main goal is um, understanding that the departments were kind of siloed with each other. So the collaboration was not done together as a team. It was more separated through each department, and not having that clear understanding of how one process affects the other process created issues and like I mentioned, silos where we weren't having those conversations that would create a strategic partnership internally. So that was a major driver of, hey, we need to find a way to update this and improve this so we can work together as a team. And one of the main things that we found was that S&OP could do that for us. And of course, SCMDOJO is also a great partner. So we're like, let's put S&OP, SCMDOJO training together and, make it happen. And yesterday's meeting was a testament to what could be done if you partner with the right people, with the right company.
I'm using this as tech PA. I'm using it.
And everything like that. So thank you for being here. It was a great turn.
I appreciate it. That's true. I think we covered covered the process pillar. You covered the the people development pillar. I want to move the tech part, right?
Mhm.
So what technology and tools you are implementing in the business in your transformation journey, right? What are you excited about? We're talking about tech and tools.
Yes. Well, not using Excel a lot. Helps.
Yeah.
And also using more AI. And I think for my team to really see how it works, but actually asking questions, prompting questions, how to utilize the best of AI. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think that's what is exciting. But that software that showed us
Demand forecasting. Yeah. Yes.
it
Yeah.
is going to work. And the conversations that we have had with sales, because right now we're doing,
They're pretty excited about it.
yes,
Yeah.
we're doing everything in Excel. It's a lot of detail. Of course, you need to invest the time in order to have a good forecast and to reduce the errors, the absolute errors. Yeah, you need to invest the time. And not only the time on understanding of the demand planning, but also the time of this is going to be good because then all the other areas are going to be basically following that plan.
It's very important
Yeah.
because transformation can only happen if you have the right team. And even if you don't have the right team right now, what can you do to help create the right team? And part of that is education, providing training for partners, for our internal partners. So we gathered a team of individuals from each department. We got procurement, we got customer experience, and we said, let's give them the tools to help them not only learn more,
Yeah.
but also give them the skills so they can apply it to the changes that we're making, the new partnership with our 4PL, the S&OP, and tools to also help them grow. We want to see them grow at LS and we want to see them grow within their career.
Very good.
So partnering up with SCM Dojo, getting the SCMDOJO Academy will really help our team members understand more about supply chain,
Yeah.
the skills that they will need to grow in their career, but also will provide us a great team that can help us create the changes that we want to see.
If you can quickly summarize the last two question up is, what is a big vision? So you'd see, because when you put the transformation, you're with a vision, right? Okay, this would be the ideal supply chain look like. Let's assume you have enough amount of budget and enough talent. So how you see that in 5 years time, where the Elise food supply chain will?
I think we're going to be part of customer conversations. We're also going to be more part of limited time offer conversations to
Wow.
really activate it immediately. We're actually in those conversations now, and just to be a predictive supply chain. I think that's how I see it.
Very good. That's best way, where you can predict the future, not just forecast the events, and more controlled as well, right? Or orchestrated, as we call it. You already explained the freight improvement, moving to better 4PL, and deciding more automation in terms of track and trace, better database. What are the other things you have in the pipeline?
Let's see, we have the 4PL, the S&OP.
Yeah.
Um,
I think continuous improvement initiatives is going on, right?
Yeah. So Heather, our project manager, is actually doing a brainstorming session for our third year of continuous improvement. So we're gathering all our internal partners and saying, what do you want to see improved? So having them be so great to our partners and saying, how can we help you help us grow to the 100th year has been amazing as an employee. And we've had people here for 25 years and more. So that really tells you that it's a great company. So doing things like S&OP, continuous improvement, and partnering up with the correct companies that will help us get to the next level.
What would be one advice you're going to give to any supply chain leaders who's into supply chain transformation journey?
One advice is,
Only one.
no. Well, one advice is trust the process.
Trust the process. If you have one, if you have one.
If you have one, trust the process. It doesn't have to be perfect to get started.
Yeah.
Just start, pilot it, execute it,
Yeah.
and learn from the mistakes.
MVP approach, yeah.
Yeah. And, learn from it and change it. Don't just say, there's a mistake, I'm going to give up.
Fair point.
Change it
Right.
and keep going.
That's fair.
Because we stop at it's too hard or there's a mistake.
Right.
I want to give up.
Fair point.
And if we don't keep going, then we're not going to see the transformation that we wanted in the first place.
Great. Last one. One advice you have to give it to supply chain leaders and your supply chain colleagues on supply chain transformation journey, what that would be?
Be fearless. Yes, you're going to be challenged. Don't give up. Because supply chain needs to be agile. You need to always challenge the status quo. I honestly don't know. I mean, of course, we have the vision, right? But we need to be flexible as to how that vision may change in 10 years. We still don't know.
There's a lot of there's a lot of technology changes coming. A lot of things are changing.
Yes. Be fearless. Don't be afraid of change yourself, right? If you by yourself are afraid to have a difficult conversation about change, then probably you're not
you're not a change agent.
Yeah. Yes. Have a difficult conversation with respect.
Yeah.
Is number 2. And 3, enjoy the ride. I think if you're able to really implement an initiative that is transformational, it's going to even make your team happier that they were part of that transformation. It's going to be a success story. I hope it is a success story, by the way, as a documentary.
I guess say two things here. First of all, I think rather than the goal, enjoy the journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said to Ale and one to once that she is in a fantastic position, right? So she's working for a great leader like yourself, supporting us. She got a job as a change agent. She will, and this documentary would be hopefully a testament of that if a leadership put mind and heart into driving improvement, it can be done. It can be done faster. And for me, 18 to 2 years is still a fast transformation, especially in the archaic industry like you are in. And so you see where we are 6 months ago, where you are right now, where you will be. It's a very great position for you to be in, right? And you driving this change, I think it work out to be a great. I honestly believe in my gut that it will turn out to be a great case study for you, and that you probably one of those stories you're going to be writing a book about it and hopefully doing a keynote. So I'm pretty sure on that, right? But and I'm glad to be part of that journey. I'm glad Ale is in this position working with you. Now to end this quick fire, right? Okay. If you have, I'm gonna ask the same questions. Ale, see if we can do a better job in it, right? Okay. If you have one superpower, what that would be?
See through walls.
If you think about the supply chain life and you have to pick one movie to represent that, what that would be?
Oh my God. Probably Lilo and Stitch.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because we are like aliens that are not understood. We're like seeing foreign, but then we have a good heart. We have a good heart, and we destroy.
We destroy stuff.
We transform, destroy.
That's a good one.
Supply chain in a movie?
And yeah.
Supply chain. I know this is quick fire, but I'm trying to think of a movie. Yeah. I'm just gonna say elementals. Elementals because fire can be used for boats like steamboats. Air can be used for the hot air balloons.
Okay, got it,
Yeah.
got it, got
Oh,
it.
it's a Disney movie. Or
Yeah, got it.
air could be used for
Got
airplanes.
it.
You know.
That's a good movie. Okay, that's the third question. Last one would be if you're not in supply chain, what you would be doing? What do you think you would like to be doing?
Oh my goodness. Well, I really wanted to be an arts major, and
Oh,
so yeah, probably I'll be an art curator,
art curator.
something like that. I'll be working in a New York museum.
It's like 180-degree apart careers, right?
It's just yeah,
Yeah.
just chilling. Well, not necessarily chilling, but just getting my creative juices out.
Doing.
If I was not in supply chain, I would love to be a writer.
Oh,
Specifically, write novels.
the right now was the sci-fi one, which the one we discussed yesterday.
Sci-fi.
Okay,
Yeah.
so good luck with this journey,
Mhm.
right? So as we say, at least we're starting the journey. S&OP, a lot of projects going on. We have all the KPIs, design, cost control. You have the right team in place. You're investing on the right technology. You're investing on the people to develop. Thank you for being our customer, and thank you for giving this opportunity to talk to you, being a part of the documentary. Hopefully in 6 months time, 12 months time, if I come back again, we'll do the second part, or we do in Zoom. Either way, we will do a second part. Hopefully we might need to do a third part, right? See how
Yeah.
it goes, right?
No, but thank you, Mudasir, as well, and to all the audience. Just don't be afraid of the change. You may need to change your organization in order to transform. Don't be afraid to do that. You may need to make some bold movements or just a journey. Map the journey. Be sure of and secure and fearless of what you want to do. You're going to transform.
With this beautiful thought, nothing to add. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.